Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gym City Gridiron Run podcast. As always, I'm your host, Alton Van Pelt. Scotch on the sidelines with me. I have Zach Dingleberry Stewart, the
How's it,
commissioner.
how's it going, Dalton? Got my hair up if you guys can tell. I'm about at
Yeah,
that point now. I can do some fun stuff with it. I know it may look a little funny, but we'll see how long it gets in the next little while.
you're just in solidarity with your daughter. I get it.
Yep. Yep. I'm growing my hair out just like she is.
Hmm. All right. Well, let's get into it, huh?
Yeah.
Happy Turkey Day to all.
Yes.
Um, First of all, I guess we could say that you did win the 3 points off of the quarterback
I
ranking.
did.
I
Yep.
think it was 20 to 14.
I have 26 to 20. Either way.
Oh, I had 20 to 17, but
Either way. Because I
I
had I
don't
hit I
know how
hit
we calculated it.
I hit three on the money and that kind of
Right. Purdy, Gino, and Dak.
yep.
I thought it was 4 points. Was it five?
Five.
Okay. So maybe I was just off by
Yeah, it's all
a
right.
point across the board,
Yep.
but
I had three fives, two fours, and a three. You had a five, four fours, and a three. So I do take that 3-0. And just speaking of that, I also went 3-0 on the other bet. So the clean 6-0 sweep this week for
ooh,
me.
yikes.
Yeah, that was big for me. Big for me.
Because what I had the
I laid the points for the Dolphins. I took the point for the Falcons, or I laid the point for the Falcons, um and then I had the Rams.
right. Okay.
Yep. So I had a nice clean 6-0 sweep.
All right. The Packers take care of business against the Lions. The first half was all pack. I have not really watched a lot of Jordan Love this year, but man, did he look dialed in on Thursday. He was lethal with his passes. He had a perfect passer rating going into the second quarter, which I know isn't a lot, but with how much game time the Packers had of the first quarter, it was really impressive to watch. He spread the ball around a lot. Christian Watson obviously having the big bounce back game,
Yeah, big
and
game.
Tucker Kraft gets into the end zone as he was like a sleeper tight end pick that week.
Yeah. Packers definitely put it all out there. Lions struggled until the second half as they tried to make it close. Um, quiet day for most of the pass catchers. Laporta had a nice day. Amon-Ra, okay day. The running backs kind of got held in check. But the Packers were ready to go, and the Lions dropped to 8-3, which sounds like they're still doing pretty well. So they have quite a bit of lead in that division. Expect them to bounce back on the long, the extra mini buy essentially, to get back on track next week.
Moving on, the Cowboys had one of their many blowouts once again, 45-10. Um, Dak leads the day. Was he the gobbler?
Dak Prescott was the turkey gobbler, 32,
37 points,
32 and some
32,
change, which makes it three straight quarterbacks on the turkey gobbler.
which is weird for that
Yeah.
reward.
Yeah. So,
Um,
and actually, the fun thing about the turkey gobbler, nobody that's ever had the turkey gobbler has won the championship. So it was already meant to be. Brinkman was already out of the playoff race. He gets the turkey gobbler for the second straight year.
Pollard finds the end zone for 2 weeks in a row. You'd like to see that. Lamb saves his day with a touchdown, and Curtis Samuel with the big
Big
day.
day. Big day.
Huge amount of targets. Sam Howell just slings that pill all over the place. That was the first 300-yard passer the Cowboys have allowed all year, and the first 100-yard receiver.
Yeah, sorry, someone just rang the doorbell.
So what?
Someone just rang our doorbell.
Get the gun.
Your car waiting inside. Hey, Dalton.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on out there. But either way,
I love how our generation is just gets freaked out when someone rings the doorbell because everyone who has ever come to your house, you've known they're coming 90% of the time,
or it's
98% of the time.
Usually the one is like a delivery driver, like FedEx or UPS. This is a little late for that, but it's 8:00.
Yeah,
but who knows? I've
Who
lost
knows?
track where we're at.
Moving on. San Francisco 49ers take care of the Seattle Seahawks. It was not a lot of fantasy production out of many people besides McCaffrey. I did see a video on Instagram. His wife, I believe, or girlfriend or somebody posted of him like 2 days later after this game and all the bruises and cuts and everything he had.
Oh, he looks so beat up. He was bloody and bruised. It was nasty. Yeah, he got beat up, but he almost was the gobbler. That, like I said, that was the safest pick. He had almost 31. So yeah, big day for him. And that's about it on the Niners side. The Seahawks are just kind of, Geno Smith looks like he's turning back into a pumpkin. So
that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Miami Dolphins 34, New York Jets 13. It was the Tim Boyle show. There was a 101-yard interception return for a touchdown
on a Hail Mary halftime. It was.
Oh, that's what it was. I was like, why is this funny? I don't get it.
This is very hilarious. So the Tua throws an interception right around the 50-yard line. There's like 3 or 4 seconds. I think there's like 3 seconds left. And Tim Boyle comes out and heaves it to the end zone. Is short. And the Jets intercepted the ball and ran it all the way back. It was immaculate. It was great to watch. It was so funny. I've never seen anything like that. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Tyreek Hill with the big day. He does get banged up a little bit in this one, but does return like right away. Jalen Waddle had a really nice catch over Sauce Gardner, and that was the only part of that game I watched, really. He had a couple really good catches.
Yeah, Waddle had a nice day. He had about 20 points, 19 and some change, I believe.
And then Mostert found the end zone twice.
Yep. But the meme of the game, the meme from that game is the Mike McDaniel talking trash to the Jets fans because he's standing over by the heater and they're talking smack to him, and he turns around and hovers over his mic, says and yells, "I am cold," and then he turns back and he leans back and says, "We're also winning." So it was just a great Mike McDaniel, just having fun with everyone. But yeah, the Miami back in business. Who was it? The Jets. They're tough to watch.
The hapless Jets.
Hapless Jets. But yeah, we had 4 games between Thursday and Friday. Like this week was Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, the Falcons get a surprise win against the Saints. Just proves that you really don't know what the hell's going on in the NFL, even when you think you do.
Yeah, the Saints, quite a bit of injuries in this game. Olave goes out with concussion. Rashid Shaheed gets banged up. He's going to miss probably at least 1 or 2 weeks with a quad injury. And Olave is probably not playing this week due to a concussion. So, especially on a short week, they play Thursday night. So they're going to be and they're without Michael Thomas already. So prepare yourselves for 17 targets for Alvin Kamara.
Fire up your Taysom Hills.
God. Yeah.
I have to in 2 leagues.
I wish I had him at this point.
Bijan gets leaned on hard in this game, the way we'd like to see. I didn't think that Desmond Ridder had it in him to lean on Bijan.
Yeah,
mainly because his boss doesn't like him.
Yeah, they'll be in the hunt for a quarterback next year. Desmond Ridder's obviously not the answer, but they are going to get it done with Bijan. Drake London had an okay day, but things are going to come up to a rude awakening when they play the Jets next week. That defense is still legit. I know the Jets offense is terrible, but that defense is going to wreak havoc on that offense.
All right.
It's going to be like 10-6.
Mike Tomlin marches his way closer to 500 once again. 7-4 takes care of the Bengals 16-10. This game was the only one on for the very brief amount of time I had on Sunday to watch football, and it was just meh.
Yeah, that's this is actually I heard a stat. This is Pittsburgh's first game. I think it's the first they had over 400 yards for the first time in 58 games.
Yeah,
That's
and that was the week after firing Canada.
Yeah. So obviously, they did something right. They pushed the ball down the field. Pickens kind of got involved. Freiermuth has a nice big day. Najee has an okay day. Warren still gets involved. And so kind of expect to see a little uptick in their offense. They're going to try to move the ball a little faster and just kind of keep rolling from there. They have a shot to get in the playoffs, which is absolutely absurd for that team again.
How do you have 400 yards of offense and only score 16 points? It's what I want to know.
Cratering in the red zone, part of it.
Apparently.
And Tomlin's not a guy that's just going to go for it. Like, he's just going to take the points.
Gardner Minshew and Jonathan Taylor take care of business against the Baker Mayfield-led Buccaneers. The Bucs try to come back in this one. Just was a little bit short.
Yeah,
completing the comeback. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Yeah, the Buccaneers. I mean, everyone kind of counted them out before the year. They've actually played halfway decent. Baker Mayfield is playing pretty decent, and Mike Evans is having a hell of a year again. We just keep coming back to it year in and year out. Mike Evans going to catch 80 balls for 1,000 yards. Just gonna mark it down every single year. So, but on the other hand, the other team played pretty well, and sorry, but yeah, the Bucs, they're going to be right around there. I mean, they're going to be in the contention for that division because that division is so weak. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Michael Thomas only needs 150 yards for the rest of the year to get to 1,000.
Michael Thomas?
Sorry, Mike Evans.
Yeah, he'll get there.
He has had 1,000 yards every year of his career.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right.
Hall of Famer, eventually.
Los Angeles Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 37-14. Is the Rams playoff hope still alive?
Yeah, very small chance, but I mean, it's tough when you're playing in that division with the Niners and
looks like Marquise Brown had a decent day. Trey McBride has been a very nice surprise. Honestly, the tight end in the Cardinals offense is normally always good, which is weird. Like, as soon as Zach Ertz went out, Trey McBride came in and he's picked up where Zach Ertz left off.
Yeah.
Royce Freeman gets in the end zone, and Kyren Williams with the monster day.
Almost almost over 200 yards. Scrimmage has 6 catches, tacks on 2 receiving touchdowns. I mean, if you would have thought Matthew Stafford threw 4 touchdowns, you would have thought Puka and Cooper Kupp went ballistic. But no, it was Kyren Williams and Tyler Higbee.
I hate big Tyler Higbee days because I just want him to be – I want to be a Higbee truther every year, and he's just disappointing.
And the only time you draft Tyler Higbee and you're proud of it is if you do best ball because you're like, oh, I'll get like 3 of these a year.
And I dropped him weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can't – I mean, tight end's a wasteland again anyway, so.
Okay, you're there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I dropped Tyler Higbee weeks ago.
Yeah, tight end's just a wasteland anyway.
All right. Denver Broncos to win 3 in a row? 5 in a row?
5 in a row. Hottest team in football.
They beat the Browns. It was Dorian Thompson-Robinson's second start. Looks like PJ Walker got in there a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
he
going
got
to be
out with
Joe
concussion.
Flacco in like 2 weeks or 1 week.
It might be next week.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Can't wait.
Joe Flacco, man, Joe freaking Flacco. Not a lot to say from this game. Just gross of a game.
Yeah, I don't know where 29 points came from looking at their stat line.
I think they had 5 field goals.
It's like the opposite of the Steelers game. Like they didn't really do anything and yet they scored twice as many points.
Yeah.
All right. Jacksonville edges one out against the Houston Texans. Nico Collins and Tank Dell with the monster days. Well, Tank Dell didn't have a monster day. I take that back. They just both found the end zone.
Yeah. Nice
Um,
days.
Calvin Ridley, I think this is 3 weeks in a row where he's been good. Is it 3 or 2?
2.
2. Travis Etienne gets a lot of touches, but doesn't really do anything with it, which is weird for him. I don't know what that's about, but maybe he's just getting a little tired as the season drags on.
Yeah, they've been wearing him in quite a bit. Obviously, he had a whole 4 week stretch that he was just unstoppable, and just the touchdowns aren't coming right now. So he's looking a little hapless at the moment. I mean, if you go, these last couple weeks, 12.6, 8.9, 6.4 bye week, and then the 4 weeks preceding the bye, 25.9, 22.7, 23.3, 36.4. He had 7 touchdowns in those 4 games. So
yeah, he's still the number 3 running back, I believe.
Yes, overall in total points. Yeah.
The New York Giants, led by Tommy DeVito, take care of the Bison to take care of the New England Patriots. Didn't Bill sign an extension?
Apparently.
All right. Ramondre Stevenson with the nice day. Jalen Hyatt, the Bolitnikoff winner, peeks his head out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Bailey Zappi is also not the answer. Will Greer just keeps getting picked up and waved, picked up and waved, picked up and waved.
They've all been picked up and waived except Mac Jones. Maybe they'll drop Mac Jones.
Maybe it's his turn.
His turn to go through there, and no one's going to claim him.
Picked up and waved.
No,
no way. Do they really only have 2 wins?
Yes.
Oh my God.
They're terrible.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh, they're awful. People are, I expect Malik Cunningham to get some reps probably this next game.
Who?
Malik Cunningham?
Oh, the not
Kinda,
quarterback.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tennessee Titans 17, Carolina Panthers 10. It's nice to see, Will Levis get a win. It was not exactly efficient in this one, and neither was Bryce Young. I think brighter days are ahead for both these dudes next year. For big news, obviously, coming out of this game is Frank Reich was fired, and Derrick Henry finds the end zone 2 times to, save his fantasy season.
Yeah, the Frank Reich thing, lasted 10 games, not 11 games, 1 in 10.
I thought he was good. I didn't realize that he wasn't.
Yeah, just they're gonna move along quick. That Panthers owner is a little crazy.
Well, I think he in his 40s or his 50s, but I don't remember. But he's a very aggressive. Like he wants to win. He just
I know
keeps making the wrong decisions.
And now he gets to pay Frank Reich $30 million for the next 3 or 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, they signed him. It was like a 4-year contract.
Good for him.
Frank Reich's just counting those hundreds.
The Philadelphia Eagles beat the Buffalo Bills 37-34 in overtime.
Man, what a game. So fun to watch. That's the one game I kind of actually got to watch in the afternoon. Yeah, just an absolute wild game. It was a downpour, and crazy it was that big of a shootout when it was raining. But they both ran the ball very well. Josh Allen made quite a bit of mistakes. And at this point, the Bills are 6-6. Are they gonna make the playoffs? Like they have a
Yikes.
tough stretch coming up. They still got to play, I think, Dallas. They have a tough stretch coming up. Let me see if I can find.
Is there bye this week?
Their bye is this week. But yeah, go ahead and touch base on it. I'm gonna find their schedule, and it's
So Jalen Hurts
super hard.
finds the end zone 5 times in this game. He moves and boogies around. I'd like to think all 14 of these attempts were tush pushes, but he had 65 yards on the ground, so that's not possible. Josh Allen, 9 attempts for 81 yards, and he also gets in the end zone 2 times. Man, this is a game I really wish I would have watched. I did not have the opportunity, however.
But yeah, you should go back and watch the all 22 or the rewind on it. It was a great game. But
they were actually showing it tonight.
But... so this was their big tough stretch, at Philly, bye week, at Kansas City, home Dallas.
That's the rest of their season.
And then at Charger, home New England. And then I don't know what their week 18 matchup is. I think it's Miami.
They have
Kansas City, Dallas
left.
Yes. So they have Kansas City, Dallas, Miami still. So
if they don't make the playoffs, that is, especially because that Josh was healthy all year, wasn't he?
I mean, he got hurt a little bit, but yeah, that's pretty disappointing. I mean, you have losses to the Jets on opening week. You have loss against Jacksonville in London. You lose to the Patriots. You lose to the Bengals, which, that's Joe Burrow time. You lose to Denver, who's the hottest team, and now you lose to Philly. So yeah, that New England loss, and all their losses are close: 22-16, 25-20, 29-25, 24-18, 24-22, 37-34. So I mean, they're losing close games. They're just not able to, Josh is just turning the ball over way too much. So, yeah. But if you get a chance, go watch it. Fun game to watch.
Chiefs take care of business against the Oakland Raiders. Aiden O'Connell actually didn't look. Oh yeah, Aiden O'Connell didn't look too bad in this one. Jacoby Myers finds the end zone to open the game. Josh Jacobs breaks away on a long play. Rashee Rice has to plan, or is he's a real dude.
Yeah. He's been coming on all season, and they finally gave him a lot of routes, a lot of snaps, and he capitalized on it. 10 for, I think he had 10. Was it? No, 8 for 107 and a touchdown. Nice game for him, and a nice stretch coming up too with Green Bay, Buffalo, New England, Las Vegas, Cincinnati. So some fun matchups coming down the stretch for the Chiefs.
It was a Keenan Allen only offense on Sunday night against the Ravens. The Ravens continue their push towards the Super Bowl, as I keep saying on this show. Zay Flowers finds the end zone 2 times, once on the ground. I saw this clip of him doing a bouquet toss celebration, and Lamar thought it was whack.
Yeah.
That's the biggest drama. That might be the key to their success this year, is we have literally not heard a peep out of that locker room all year.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of which, do you think that Staley gets fired for the Chargers?
No.
It's tight though.
It's gonna be I don't think so. They've had so many injuries.
Yeah, it's every freaking year though.
Well, I mean, the Chargers are always down 7 with 2 minutes to go. That's their stadium was that was their contribution to SoFi Stadium. They didn't pay anything. They just said, we're going to be down 7 with 2 minutes to go. And they said, okay, come on.
You know what Justin Herbert's career record is?
9-9.
Career record.
I don't know how many seasons he's played. I've already forgotten.
I think he's played like 5, I think 4 seasons.
4 seasons?
Yeah. He's 30-30.
Nice.
and they've scored. I saw this stat. They've scored 1,508 points, and their opponents have scored 1,507 points. Like it's the most Charger stat line you'll ever hear. Yeah.
He is a good quarterback. That is confirmed.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's a good quarterback. They just can't get it done. Their defense has always been bad, and they just can't ever get it done.
Joshua Dobbs has a stinker.
He almost
hate
got
to
it
see
done.
it. DJ Moore is the only member of it's kind of like the Chargers offense for the Bears, only the quarterback's much worse. 12-10 Bears.
Yeah. The first game this year. Oh, sorry. Oh, the first game this year, a team has won without scoring a touchdown. Bears 4 field goals. And the Vikings almost won it. Josh Dobbs does march them down the field, and he does score a touchdown with about 6-7 minutes to go. And the Bears just kind of march down the field over the course of the next couple minutes, and they do kick the game-winning field goal.
Cairo Santos.
Cairo Santos. But a lot of turnovers in that game. Josh Dobbs threw not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 interceptions, and Justin Fields I think he had 2 fumbles. 2 fumble loss. So a lot of turnovers in that game, very sloppy. But the Bears get it done.
But the Jordan Addison with a healthy number of targets, which you like to see with Dobbs.
Yep. I believe it just came out today that Justin Jefferson is going to be activated and will play this week. Or after the bye. After the bye. They're on a bye this week. So they are going to activate him, and he's going to play week 14.
Joshua Dobbs stinker seals the deal for me. I moved to 9-3, taking out Heath 148 to 137. I believe I had already clinched playoffs last week, moving to 8 wins, but this week I have for sure clinched playoffs with 9.
By the way, I'm going to throw this out there. Dalton, you won 5 in a row. You are the number 1 seed. You have the most points. We are on official Triple Crown watch for a three-peat. So maybe that's what you need, a Triple Crown for the three-peat. That would be
insane.
That would be absolutely insane. But do not look too far ahead, because Dark Horse, myself, and Luke are all sitting at 8-4, chasing you down for the number one spot.
It is definitely time to do standings watch
Yes.
As soon as we get done breaking down these matchups, because it is crunch time.
It is crunch time now.
Sackett takes care of business against Patrick. Or no, excuse me. Blaster beats Patrick 122 to 111. Both teams are still in playoff contention. They are both sitting in playoff spots right now. Blaster just helps himself separate from the rest of the muck.
Yep, he gets to 500. He does get to 500, 6-6. Patrick falls down to 5-7 in the 8th spot.
So both Pat needs 2 wins to feel safe. Blaster needs a win to feel safe.
I've already looked at next week's matchups. It's going to start getting real tight next week. So,
all right.
We have Luke taking down Drew. Big win for Luke without Joe Burrow. He keeps himself moving. Looks like he's going to be streaming the rest of the year with the quarterbacks available.
The lowest point scoring game of the week.
Yes. Luke does get it done, though. He's got pieces around him, but Luke moves to 8-4, sitting in the 4th spot. Drew has now lost 3 in a row, now 6-6, and sitting in the 7th spot.
Cole beats Lean. They
ends the 6-game losing streak.
Yep, they both end the day at 4-8.
Yep.
Looks like Cole does not have the tiebreaker against Lean in this one at 4-8. Obviously, Josh Allen with the monster day, and Josh Jacobs helps him to find that win.
Definitely. So good for Cole. Both have an outside shot, since the 8th seed is at 5-7. Technically, only 1 game out. If they could, run the table the next 2 weeks, each guys get 2 wins, got a potential shot to creep into that 8th spot. You can do Dark Horse.
All right, Dark Horse. 155 to Sackett 137. The sealer was the Hawkinson touchdown. He didn't 100% need it, but
He was up
that
already.
was he was up already, but that was when it was over. He did start Dalton Schultz and his flex, which was an interesting play. But I guess Harris was having a down time, and I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking, but he's got 3 quarterbacks, so.
Yep, that is true. But he does have Christian McCaffrey and Mike Evans and Deebo Samuel.
Brian Robinson did not have as good a day as I thought he did, actually.
But Dark Horse
what a weird way to score 155 points with 2 duds in your roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's tough. But he moves to 8-4. He's sitting in the number 2 hole right now. He's won 3 in a row. Sackett is projected out of the playoffs at the moment at 5-7. So that is a watch for him to keep in the next 2 weeks. And then the final matchup, your boy, your commish, takes down another skin, 174-42 this week, with the great help of Kyren Williams, 38.4 points. It was a uphill battle to start. Definitely one of the highest point totals between both of us. We both had a decent week. 132 would have won, a couple other at least 2 other matchups. But Brinkman had a nice start with Dak Prescott and Tony Pollard. And then I had OK from St. Brown. And then I got the big day in the Black Friday game with a OK Breece Hall game, a big Jalen Waddle game, and the big Miami Dolphins defense game. So, but it definitely, solidified after, getting some touchdowns from AJ Brown, Kyren Williams. So a nice win for me. If you look at my bench went completely berserk. 20 points from Christian Watson and 24 points from Rashee Rice. So I'm liking the way my team is coming down the stretch.
All right. Let's do a quick preview and we can discuss how those affect playoff seedings, huh?
Yeah, so that win did give me to 8-4. I'm sitting in the 3 spot. Brinkman is now at 3-9, sitting in the 12 spot. He's got 2 weeks to try not to finish in the last spot heading into the playoffs. Yeah, week 13, here we go. This is week 12, 13, 14 is when you're starting to make your second way through the schedule. So you're going to start seeing some teams coming that you've played earlier. We got some big games this week. Big games.
It's really weird that it doesn't show like playoff percentage or like who's eliminated on the standings page.
Yeah, well, I mean,
on NFL.com.
Because Brinkman's the only one that's officially eliminated.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. You can't catch.
Brinkman is the only one that's officially eliminated at 3 wins because he cannot get to 6. Because right now 6, as it stands right now, 6 wins get you in.
Well, 5 at the moment.
Right, but
yeah. Yeah, you need to be 6-7, or you need to be.
You need to have a chance at 6 wins.
You might get a 6-8 team that sneak in. We'll see. But we'll see.
All right, let's go over the week 13 schedule.
Yeah. Big implication ones.
Oh yeah. I take on Sackett.
Yeah. You could bury him. You could almost
bury him. He does have some horrible bye week issues.
Yeah, no Adams, Diggs, DJ Moore, and no Justin Tucker. So he's going to have to find some options. Yeah, that's tough for him. But I mean, and he's got Drake London against the Jets. He's going to be, hoping for a win this week. If you get to 10-3, you've almost locked up the number 1 seed. It all would depend on what happens in week 14, obviously, but you would push Sackett down to 5-8 and a must win in week 14 for Sackett to maybe get in.
Right.
You could bury him
because clearly he doesn't have the he doesn't have very good tiebreakers if he's sitting at 9.
Mm-hmm. I get Cole this week. He's got bye week issues. Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs on bye. So
Cole has to win out to have a shot.
Yep. If he loses, he's out. So
Keith is sitting at 500 and takes on Luke.
Mhm.
Heath obviously has more pressure on him to get a win than Luke does right now because Luke has guaranteed the playoffs.
Yeah, they are both sitting in okay spots. Definitely more for playoff seeding at this point between them. Even if Heath were to lose this game,
He hasn't
which
guaranteed his spot in the playoffs, but
no, he needs to win one of the next two.
yes, to guarantee.
Yep. But early projections have Heath with the win. Luke is, rolling out. He's got a couple bye weeks, no Jordan Addison, no James Cook, no Isaiah Likely. So he's gonna be a little tight. We'll see which quarterback he rolls out. Will it be Baker Mayfield? Will it be someone else? Who knows?
Looks like Lean's going to need a text message to pick up a quarterback as Lamar Jackson is on bye, and he's projected to score 76 points.
Yeah, and he's and Chris Olave is going to be out. Rashid Shaheed's going to be out. He's going to be, oh God, he's got nobody on his team.
He's got Marquise Brown. He can plug it in there, and then he's got to pick up wide receiver and a quarterback.
Yep. Which he's got 3 guys on IR. So come on, Lane. I know you don't listen to this, but come on, man, figure it out. Otherwise, if Patrick gets a nice win here, that gets into 6 and 7 and a very, very good shot into the playoffs.
Yeah. What's funny is if Lean would have just, played the game, he'd probably be in a playoff spot.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh, well. Moving on. Did we already talk about Dark Horse?
No, this is the one for playoff seeding, definitely.
Yeah. So Garrett Brinkman is sitting at 8-4. He has a great team, and he will be taking on Blaster, who has some bye week issues, but not as bad as others.
No, Blaster doesn't have a fantastic team. He's got a team that can put him in position to make the playoffs. I don't know how deep that'll go, but he's got obviously kicker defense to work out this week as well as a running back. But he's got some time.
It is really hard to look at his team and think that's a playoff team, but he has put it together all year.
Yes, he has. So that's after next week. We're gonna have a good look, and after next week, I'll have the alternate, the Gem City alternate universe that I've been working on all year, and can kind of see where people are at, like comparatively to if they would set perfect lineups. So been kind of fun, and something to watch for after this week. So
Stuart Brinkman, he is projected to win right now. Obviously, he is completely out of it, and Drew could really use a win.
Yeah, Drew needs a win bad. But he's got, he needs a tight end this week. He's got no Barkley. He does get
the Zach Moss bump.
Yep. So
he can plug him in instead of Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, and I don't think Ken Walker's playing this week. So yeah.
So that means it's Zeke.
No, play
Zach Moss.
He'll play Gibson and Zach Moss.
Yeah, Gibson. He's boomer bust right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's him. That's him in general.
So let's see. That's pretty much all we can do in terms of breaking down the because there is so many. I haven't done like a tiebreaker breakdown at all this year because it is pretty complicated because we have so many people clustered together at different parts of the but what I can say is Luke, you, Dark Horse, and I have all locked up playoff spots.
Correct. We are the cream of the crop right now. We are all pretty tight at the moment. It's going to come down. How close
is the points for? It is super close.
Yeah, you're at 1707, and then
it's 45-point lead.
Yeah, and then he's at 1662. I'm at 1645. Luke's way back there, 1503. It's been a down year overall, but you're sitting at 9-3. You win. I mean, we're Triple Crown watch, man. Triple Crown for the
points is gonna. I think the points is gonna be the hard one.
I think the number one seed is going to be the hard one because dark horse can win out. If you just got to look at your schedule down the stretch, like who you get. Like if you lose the Sackett and dark horse wins, you guys are tied, and then it goes to the last week. So
because he has Blaster and Brinkman left. So
and you have
in
Sackett,
theory,
you have Sackett and Blaster left.
Yeah, so you'd think in theory his road would be a little bit easier.
Yeah. And I believe you beat me, correct? You beat me.
Yes.
So you own the tiebreaker against me if we tie. So and
because who are the other ones? It's Dark Horse. I lost to Dark Horse.
So if you guys tied, Dark Horse has a tiebreaker against you, but you beat me. That's what it depends on how many people tie.
Then who's it? And then Luke is the other 8-4 team.
Yeah, Luke's
and I beat him,
and then I beat him as well.
So I would have the overall tiebreaker, I think, because I'd be 3-1
potentially. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me look at Dark Horse's schedule. Hold
on. He beat me. He walloped me. He beat me. He beat you. He lost to Luke.
And then who's the other one? That's 8-4.
Me. He beat me.
Oh, because there's 4 teams. Okay, so
there's 4.
2-1. He's actually tied with me, but he beat me, so he'd probably have the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So the only chance for really me to get up there, I would need you to lose. I would need to probably beat you outright. So, but I have Patrick. I have Cole and Patrick the next 2 weeks. So, but we do. Everybody remember there are bye weeks this week. This is the second bye again. There are 6 teams on a bye and a lot of good players on bye. So keep turning those waiver wires and your lineup. And then there are bye weeks next week as well, right before we get into the playoffs. But week 15, 16, 17, playoffs right around the corner. Yeah, it's getting close, man. We're right there. I know I just noticed that, like I said, for the Triple Crown, Triple Crown watches is on. So, and it's even fun. It's even more fun because of the potential 3P. That would be a wild Triple Crown. Triple. That'd be a triple.
We'll see if I can bring it home.
No.
We'll see.
Anybody else?
It is not Triple Crown watch. It's anybody else watch.
Anybody else? Yep.
But so it's your week for the bets.
Yeah, man, I have not been prepared as I've always been. Sorry. Bear with me.
We're bearing with you.
Thanks. Has not been an easy day. Man, oh man. I'm glad my internet's stayed up through this entire thing. Which has been really good. All right. All right, here you go. Pittsburgh -5.5. Again, at home against the Cardinals.
I want the Cardinals +5.5.
I will take Pittsburgh. This is the 1 week I'm all in on Pittsburgh, man. I'm all in, baby. I need a big win in my Vegas league, and I'm putting all my money on Pittsburgh this week.
Oof.
Yeah, I have Josh Allen, and I had to play Kenny Pickett in one league, and
oh no,
it's in the playoffs too. We start playoffs this week. For a chance at $2,000, I got to play Kenny Pickett.
Ugh.
Yep.
All right. Hopefully, he can throw for 400 yards.
I
score 16 points.
This may be a little risky, but I like the bounce back spot. I want the Lions -4 against the Saints.
Okay, give me the Saints +4. That's a really good bet. I'm actually going to add that to the queue. That's a really good bet. Lions bounce back -4.
On the road, but still. And then the last one, I still don't know how this is possible, but this one comes to, and I'm gonna double down on this because we have a bet on this. How in the hell are the Niners -2.5 favorites on the road at Philly?
Yeah, that is a weird one.
Your pick.
Give me them Eagles.
You want the +2.5? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the Niners because that's where we're at in that bet. I need the Niners to win that game to make that bet really close coming down the stretch. So if they tie,
that's right. Yeah.
You have the Eagles as the 1 seed. I have the Niners as the 1 seed. So if the Niners can pull this off, it gives them the head-to-head against Philly.
The Cowboys keep blowing everyone out when they win. And even still, I look at this -8.5 line and I still don't have the balls to take it, even though Geno's been bad.
What about -9.5 for Miami on the road?
I actually feel better about that.
I know. I feel really good about that too. That was another bet I was going to take. But yeah, we're getting close to running total. I went and took the lead back. I believe it's
by a lot.
I bet it's I think it's 15-10 in my favor at the moment.
Yeah, because I was up until
you were up.
I got swept.
Yeah, 6-0 this week. So I needed that.
I think the Colts -1 is probably a pretty good bet this week too.
Sorry, fellas. Oh, hurting, fighting through.
The Broncos are 3.5-point dogs on the road. I will never bet on the Broncos.
I knew.
But they are facing off against the Texans in a game they could win 6 in a row. That is feasible. Well, how insane would it be if the Broncos finish with a better record than the Bills?
Oh my God. Don't tell me that, man. I can't stand the Broncos, and it's especially if they're winning. The official board bet is 15-10 in my favor. We have one unresolved season long one, which we didn't do many season longs this year because we didn't get on the podcast right away.
Oh yeah. I also talked about wanting to do a best of the rest of the worst quarterbacks draft. But
yeah.
I didn't have time to do any prep for it, so we'll table that for next year.
By the way, I want to say congratulations to Patrick. Patrick finally was eliminated in the Survivor. He was still setting picks because it's a national thing. So he just got knocked out this week. So,
oh man,
kudos to Patrick. He made it all the way through week 11, knocked out in week 12. He is the undisputed Survivor League champ this year.
Is it so you can still see that?
Yeah, you can still realize. Yeah, you just go into that league page, and he was still making picks. He was still making picks because it is a national contest. You can still keep doing all that stuff, but he did keep making picks throughout, and he did pick another 3 or 4 correct to just to rub it in our face and bury us.
Oh, it's the Vikings further. That ended up.
Yeah.
Purple Ducks.
So
because he saved the Ravens for a long time.
Yeah. So good.
You got the Bears and the Texans in there.
Yeah. Wow. Good for Patrick. Congratulations. Yeah, we're wrapping up. We got a couple more skins to go. We got 2 more weeks of skins. There are 5 people that have not received a skin yet.
That's a lot.
Yep. Stewart, Drew, Blaster, Cole, and Sackett. No skin for any of them. So
all right.
Everyone else has at least one.
I think this is an episode.